And mandatory minicamp continues over in Eagan for the Vikings and goes through tomorrow. Our own Don Mitchell is live at TCO Performance Center. Don, what's the mood like there this week?
You know, So Young, the mood has been fantastic as the young guys continue to learn the playbook, get the nuances down as best they can, because then soon a break will be coming and then they'll be back for training camp in July. There are some OTAs coming up next week, but this is mandatory and all hands are on deck. But when it comes to the veterans, they say, yes, we have the foundation. We know how to translate it onto the field, and the young guys will get it down soon enough. But when it comes to translating onto the field, many of them are saying, listen, we have not forgotten what has happened to us last year. We did finish the year on a 5-game winning streak, but when it comes down to it, we did not make the playoffs. So many of those veterans, they come out here, even for minicamp, hungry, and they're motivated.
Oh, hell yeah. Excuse my language, but that sucks. You don't play to, be home the first week of January. You play to be in the mix at the end of the year, and we didn't get there. There's, a little kick in the butt to, raise the standard and be better as a group and as an offense is definitely there, and we definitely feel the urgency, and we're trying to match it on our end.
Meanwhile, on defense, it's the same thing for Brian Flores' crew. Now, the veterans are trying to help the rookies as much as they can in this week. And also, again, it will happen when training camp begins in July. But there's also advice that they give about Brian Flores in another way. The veterans are telling the young guys and the rookies all about adjusting not only to Flo's system, but to his style.
Some of the points I try to give to the young guys is listen to what he says and not how he says it. You guys, start to, Flo's, he loves football more than anybody, and he's very particular about how he wants things done. So his emotions can get involved, and you can start to feel his emotions and not hear what he's telling you. He's just telling you to do your job, do what he's asking you to do. And young guys can feel pressured, from coaches, especially coaches like Flo, who have that stature, who have that resume. They can feel a little bit of fear, and a little bit of pressure. But I just try to tell them, ease your mind. You know how to play football. He just wants you to do the job right.
My biggest piece of advice would be just applying what he teaches us in the classroom. He has big focal points that he wants to be done each practice. So if you do anything, I would say listen to what he wants, what he's preaching that day, and apply it on the field.
So that is some sage advice when it comes to following B-Flow and how he wants things done. Now, a little bit more housekeeping. Christian Darrisaw had a planned down day, so he was not on the field today. Dallas Turner had an excused day off to deal with a family matter. But good news is that the top draft pick, Caleb Banks, he was on the side on the rehab field, so he was getting some work in. It's the first time we've really seen him out and about, but again, not with the rest of the team on the rehab field. But that is a good sign. So hopefully we'll see him once training camp starts at the end of July. But for now, we've got one more day tomorrow left, a mandatory mini camp. And of course, I'll be here back there again tomorrow. But for now, we'll sign off. We're live at TCO Performance Center. So Young, send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Don. And